Hey there, Tauli Anderson on behalf of California Family Law Naked Truth. We're talking to families up and down the state of California. Today I have Jaquie with us. She is a mother of an almost 19-year-old special needs daughter, but they're currently in the family court system. Now, Jaquie, share with us a little bit about your situation.
So at 16, we were in court out of Orange County, and Mary Kremer-Varipapa was our judge. And through the process, it was not easy. It seemed no matter what we brought forth, there was no interest in looking at those details. And through advocating for her, it seemed to have backfired eventually. And in one of our court hearings, she was very clear that she was going to make a very drastic change based on her interpretation of me, saying that I was an endangerment to Bella, and in that moment instantly switched custody to her father, who resided and still resides in Nevada, and limited the order even more, having me do all of the driving back and forth from California to Nevada on my weekends. So I get to see her every other weekend as long as I drive to pick her up, and I'm able to come back to California, and then I have to drive her back to Nevada. And when she turned 18, I tried to petition for guardianship in Nevada because now we were switched there, and that didn't go very well, and they decided to continue the order the way Varipapa had it out here. So I still get to see her every other weekend as long as I do pickups and drop-offs, but the situation never got better. His patterns never changed, so her change just made something long-term.
Now, Jaquie, you mentioned something drastic that the judge did. Can you maybe walk us through a moment in court that really did stand out to you, aside from that drastic change, maybe where your evidence or the accountability was not seen or heard?
Yes, there was one situation where she had come back with some very concerning marks, my daughter, and I had let my attorney know that I had concerns about these marks, and he started correspondence, email correspondence between minors counsel and opposing counsel, right? So all three of them were on this email chain. And through that, there was permission to take her to the doctors with the presence of minors counsel. Fast forward to a couple of days or possibly a week, we had court, and this situation came up. And opposing counsel said that I did this without anyone's permission. And here I am looking at my attorney thinking, yes, you're going to advocate for me and clarify that there clearly was this communication between all attorneys. And when she then asked minors counsel what she thought happened, and instead of saying that I had permission, she said, yeah, I have concerns about mom. So then when my attorney tried to advocate for me, she would not allow him. So that situation got left with the assumption that I did something without permission, which didn't help. It added more to this mom is who she was painted out to be. Mind you, if she would have given us the opportunity to even show this email chain, that would have clarified, hey, she did not do this without permission. She is doing things according to how she's told.
Now, share with us, what reforms do you think would make the family court system more fair and even to help your current case that you're going through?
Evidentiary hearings. That was the biggest lack. Anytime we pushed for that, she discouraged it. Discouraged it in several ways. She tried to be creative with her ways of opposing to it, saying that I would have to pay fees for opposing counsel. There was just always this wording that was used to take control of the situation to then put me in a corner, right? So not necessarily say no, but it didn't matter in so many words that if I wanted to or not. She had made her decision, and if I continued to be persistent that to get my evidentiary hearing, that I would have to pay additional fees to everyone else that was a part of it. So evidentiary hearings are so important because that's where we get to advocate, to show proof, documentation, and show fairness.
Can you share, I mean, you talk about you are advocating still for your daughter, of course. What do you have going on in your life right now?
Because of this situation and seeing, especially because she has Down syndrome and the way that they treated the case like if she was a typical individual, it really tugged my heart to become an advocate myself, a lot formally. I am in my master's program, almost finished, to become a clinician, a licensed clinician. So taking that and forming it into Jaquie.org, where I can support families that don't have attorneys and just give them insight of my situation as a mom to a daughter with Down syndrome, or partner with attorneys if they do have one, where they can bring me in as a consultant and share what I experienced and how and what I've done to get her to be where she should be in the environment that's appropriate for her. So that seems to be working well right now for me. So that's the advocacy that I formed, which then, will, God willing, turn into law school, because that was not in my career plan. But because of this, it's definitely important for me that these individuals, cognitive disability individuals, are heard for what they are and not treated typically, because that's not their situation.
You mentioned about supporting families. We're all about that. How did you find out about California family law, Naked Truth?
I've said this to Christine so many times. I think 3 or 4 times now. I wish this would have existed when, and it did. It seems that it existed possibly when, but I didn't find it, and it's not something that is out there. I was just the algorithm of social media, and because that is what Jaquie.org is, and that algorithm follows it, put her in my Explorer page, and I see this beautiful, bright person that is just on fire, and I click and I see one of her videos, and I'm like, no way, I wish this was available to me, and instantly started following her, and I'm all for her passion. She's amazing in every category that she hits when it comes to families, judges, who's running our state, right? So I love where her heart is, and that's how I found her, and I'm so glad I did.
Well, we're happy you are here. Keep fighting the good fight, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.